Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here to talk about the 5 things that I don't like about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Now, this is by no stretch of the imagination in any way of me saying I don't like the phone. I'm just letting you know about the 5 things about the phone that I don't care for or I wish were better. Because it brings so much to the table. I actually really love this phone and I'm glad that I bought it. I've really been enjoying using it. But there are a couple of things that if you're going to pick this up, at least you should know about a couple of these things, at least that I have that are concerns about the phone before you go out and buy it. But before we get into all that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about the S21 Ultra. So the first thing that I don't like about the S21 Ultra is actually the Gorilla Glass that's on it. So it has Gorilla Glass Victus, and it's supposed to be the most amazing Gorilla Glass ever, yet it still gets tiny scratches on it for absolutely no reason. I ended up with scratches on the screen of my phone probably within inside of 3 days, and that's probably one, a first, and two, just so you know what I've been doing with the phone, I've been carrying it at home. I didn't even leave the house with it for probably the first week that I owned it because, well, coronavirus. And when I did carry it, I carried it alone in my pocket of my athletic shorts with nothing in there. And somehow magically it gets these little micro abrasions on the screen. So it's very frustrating. I can't show them very well because you can't see them with the camera because they're just tiny. But it's got quite a few little micro scratches on it, and it really irks me because it shouldn't happen. I mean, if you just put it in your pocket and there's nothing in there but maybe some really formidable pocket lint, then this shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, it's quite frustrating, and I'm glad I have the insurance on because if one day it gets tons and tons of scratches on it, then sure, I'm going to pay to get that replaced. At this point in time, no, but you're probably saying, well, dummy, why don't you put a screen protector on it? Well, here's the thing. When it comes to the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that's on here, I like it a lot. It's actually super crazy zippy fast. I mean, it's fast, it's accurate, it's reliable. This is the first time ever I've had anything nice to say about the fingerprint sensor that they put underneath the screen. And if you put a screen protector on it, of course, that will diminish the accuracy, the quickness, and all that good stuff. So yes, it's my fault that there is not one on the screen right now to protect it, a screen protector that is, but at the same point in time, it should not pick up these little micro scratches are on here. Just like I said, I can't capture it on video so you can see it. It's very annoying. So that's the first thing that I don't like. The second thing that I don't like is the storage options. So they have a baseline 128 gigabyte storage option. That's what I ended up with. And it was my own dumb fault for scrolling through too fast and not realizing when I bought it that there was a 256 option. I thought it was just 128 and 512. Yes, ignorance on my part. But at the same point in time, a $1,200 phone that shoots 8K video should at least start with 256. And it's only like a $50 price difference. I wasn't going to return it just so I could get the higher storage option model, but just so you're aware, if you weren't already aware, make sure that you look at that if you want more storage, because there's no expandable storage. And this is actually part of the second thing I don't like. Yes, it's got 128 gigs baseline, which wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world, but it doesn't have expandable storage. So if you could pop an SD card in there, that would make up for a lot of it and make maybe some more people not care so much and just get the 128 option. I could see that, maybe, but it should still have expandable storage, and 128 I think is too low. If this were like the $899, $799 version, whatever, yeah, that's fine. I don't care so much, but being the Ultra model, I think you should have at least 256. That would be nice. Again, there is a 256 option if you don't want to buy the 128. 128 for baseline, I feel, is just a little too low. It doesn't cost that much extra, Samsung. Just put the extra GBs in there. Make it 256. It's not very ultra without ultra storage. So you can get up to 512 if you want to pay more money for it as well. But yeah, no SD card storage and low baseline storage. So that's the second issue that I have with the phone. The other thing, number 3, is the battery life. Now, when I first got the phone, the battery life was actually pretty good. I had even remarked to some of my other tech friends, I'm like, hey, I'm getting 7 to 8 hours screen on time. This is uncanny. This is so much better than the Note 20 Ultra. I'm glad that they fixed this. And then it just went downhill. And a very similar thing happened with my Note 20 Ultra when I had it. It started off getting pretty decent battery life. And then after a few days, a week or so, it just went and fell off a cliff. And then I was getting 4.5 hours, maybe 5 hours screen on time max, which I found very unacceptable for a 4,500 milliamp battery. Then they added the 5,000 milliamp battery back in this one. I'm like, sweet, that's great. I'm getting good battery life again. This is amazing. This is the best Samsung phone I've ever used. And yeah, now I'm in actually a worse situation. I actually made a video about this saying that it was a failure because the battery life is so bad for me now. And yes, I know there are people out there who are getting good battery life. I've looked at it. I've checked my settings. I've done everything but factory reset the phone. I have been messing with it, turning off 5G, using only LTE, only Wi-Fi, just changing different things. And I'm still getting between about 4.5 hours max to 4 hours and 45 minutes screen on time at like the 10% ballpark when it comes to battery. I have some days where I get 3 hours and 45 minutes of screen on time and I'm at like 25% battery. So, and that's if you like use the camera, use the phone heavily, anything like that. I used it for a hour-long video conference meeting today and it just went, and it wasn't even video, it was just audio only. So there are certain things that you can do with this phone that totally eat up the battery. The Snapdragon 888 is crazy powerful, it's super fast, it's very capable, and I'm very aware from the comment section and the replies that I got that some people are getting great battery life and think that my phone is a defective unit. I don't think it's defective because I've ran into this issue so many times with other Samsung phones. They gobble up power, they're not good with battery and power management, and they just find ways to eat through battery. So I'm still doing some more investigation. If I cannot manage to get better battery life out of it, then I will get another unit. But at this point in time, I don't believe it's defective because there are other people that are having similar issues. I tend to believe it's more of a One UI thing and not really handling resources well, so more than it is actually a defect in the manufacturer product itself. So I'm going to continue to evaluate that. I'll update y'all later, but I'm not happy personally with the battery life. But hey, you may get really good battery life, and of course I made a video about how to get better battery life on your phone. Use dark mode, turn on adaptive brightness, adaptive battery, turn off 120 hertz refresh rate, lower it from Quad HD Plus to 1080p. There are things you can do that will definitely increase your battery life, but you don't buy this phone to turn off the features. You buy this phone so you can have all the features. Otherwise, just use an older phone. So that's my third complaint, is the battery life. When it comes to this phone, it seems very spotty depending on how much of a power user you are versus how many different battery saving features that you have enabled. So that is the third thing that I don't care about when it comes to this phone. So the next thing that I don't like is the fact that Samsung took out the MST payment method. So MST, if you're not aware of it, stands for Magnetic Secure Transmission. And it is a supplemental way to use Samsung Pay on your phone in lieu of things like using the NFC payment method. So if you're familiar with this stuff and you've tried using it over the last couple of years, then you know that this is a big feature that's really taking a hit, being missing from the phone. See, MST transmission method allowed you to go to any card swipe reader and you could pay that way. You didn't need NFC, so it wasn't like Apple Pay, it wasn't like Google Pay, where you have to have an NFC connection. You could go to any old register, and when you're checking out, you would just place your phone and hover it over the card swipe, and what it would do is use that magnetic transmission method to simulate as if you were swiping a card, so it would work anywhere. It was really a cool thing, and I used it a lot, especially over the last year because, hey, contactless payment methods are kind of a big deal right now, especially when you want to limit your contact with surfaces, limit your contact with people, handing them things, using different things like, the card swipe and all that stuff. So I'm really disappointed they took it out. And it seems like the reason they are is because there's much more wider availability for the regular NFC payment methods, but at the same time, it's still not that widely available. There's still a lot of places you can go where it doesn't work. So maybe if they waited another year or two, it might be a little less of an issue for me. But at the height of this global pandemic and really not wanting to hand people my card or have to use that and wanting to use a contactless payment method anywhere I go, I really feel like this is something they should have delayed. You know, it's not 100% there yet where we can rely on the other method. So it was really a nice feature that Samsung had built into Samsung Pay to be able to do that. So I'm disappointed with that. And if you use this feature regularly, then it's something that you're definitely going to miss. The last thing that I don't like about the S21 Ultra is that Samsung has crippled the price. Now, they do this to all of their phones. It's ridiculous. The phone's been out for barely 3 weeks, and you can already get the phone in some places like $300 off. So here's what Samsung does. When they come out with a phone, they give you the price, and then they also give you the stuff that's like, here, if you pre-order it, we'll give you this credit, and we'll do this for trade-in. It's great. If you want to trade your stuff in, it's a great deal. But then what they do immediately after your return window is over, like 2 to 3 weeks after the phone comes out, they drop the price, and then you could already get it. You could get the S21 Ultra for like $9.99 at Best Buy and Amazon the other day, and you could get the S21 as low as like $6.99. It's like, wow, you're really killing the value on this. So if you're somebody like me who doesn't usually stick with phones long, you sell them, you move on to the next one, then you can never, ever get any sort of decent value for one of these phones. And it also kind of irks you. It irks me, like, based off of principle alone, the fact that I just paid $12.99 for this phone, and not 3 weeks later, you're already selling it for $9.99. Yes, I get it. This is Samsung and their reindeer games, and it's never going to change, and they're terrible when it comes to that because they tank the value on their phones. So, day one adopter, just be prepared that the value of your phone will be nothing compared to what it was when you bought it, and if you ever need to sell it, you're not going to get anything near what you paid for it. And also, it's also frustrating to see that it's so low afterward. But yes, if you got that $9.99 price on Amazon or Best Buy, you didn't get basically the free Galaxy Buds Pro and all that jazz. So, I mean, there's a trade-off. If you want to buy one of these phones and you don't care about the other stuff and you want to get it at a lower price, wait 2 or 3 weeks. And then if you're worried about it, wait 2 or 3 weeks after that. Samsung's value on their phones just plummets down the toilet, through the floor, whatever you want to call it, like basically as fast as they come off the printing press. So that's the other thing that irks me regarding the S21 Ultra. Now, do I love the phone? Yes, I do. There are so many things that I like about it. And I'm going to make another video called 5 Things That I Love About the S21 Ultra because it's probably the best non-folding phone that Samsung has ever made. It is so good. I really enjoy using it. The display is beautiful. The power, it's so fast. It's really, really fast. And it's a really, really enjoyable experience. It is a really, really nice phone. And I think they did a fantastic job with it. And I'm glad they backed off the price this year from last year from $13.99 to $11.99. So there's some really good things that they did here. Oh, also, I hate this. This free app. Yeah, it's basically Samsung TV Plus, and it's also got some other free stuff at the bottom for reading and for playing. I should have made the 6 things that I hate about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, or 6 things I don't like. Yeah, from the home screen, and I'm sure there's probably some way you can disable it. I'm just too lazy to go look. It's annoying that I try to go over to my feed over here, and I'm continually opening up this free app that it won't let you delete. So, yeah, if you like Samsung TV Plus and you like to watch stuff on there, that's cool, but I don't like that being there as soon as I swipe over. And again, before I get 10 comments in the comment section telling me how to get rid of it, I've just been too lazy to go disable it, but that being built in as a feature there is very frustrating. So that's all I've got on this video, talking about the things that I don't like about the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Again, very good phone, totally love it. It is probably like top 3 most favorite Samsung phones ever, and the other 2 being the Z Fold 2 and the Z Flip 5G. So they're doing some good things here, lots of things right. If you buy it, I think you're probably going to love it. It's good. Just make sure you get the right storage option and get a good deal on it. And that's not hard to do, unless you're, just don't pay attention like me and don't get the 256 from the get-go. But that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.